Everyone knows ancient Greece gave us democracy, the birthplace of ideals like one person, one vote, public debate, and citizen participation. But what if I told you that some of their greatest minds, the very philosophers whose ideas shaped Western thought for millennia, absolutely hated it? And they wanted something far more extreme. Get ready to challenge everything you thought you knew about ancient Greek democracy. Picture Athens in its golden age. The Parthenon gleams, philosophers gather in the agora, and the concept of democracy is blossoming. The Athenian system, especially after reforms by figures like Cleisthenes and Pericles, was revolutionary. It featured a council of 500, chosen by lot, a random selection system called sortition, ensuring broad participation. Then there was the assembly, where every eligible male citizen, regardless of wealth, could vote on laws, declare war, and debate the future of the polis. It was a messy, vibrant, and undeniably groundbreaking experiment in self-governance. For many, it represented the pinnacle of human political achievement. But then there was Plato, the student of Socrates, the teacher of Aristotle, and arguably one of the most influential thinkers of all time. He witnessed Athenian democracy in action, and he was not impressed. In fact, he saw it as fundamentally flawed, dangerous, and a recipe for societal decay. His contempt wasn't just academic, it was deeply personal, fueled by the unjust execution of his mentor, Socrates, by a democratic Athenian jury. How could a system that condemned its wisest citizen to death be considered just or rational? Plato laid out his scathing critique in his monumental work, The Republic. He used a powerful analogy. Imagine a ship. Who should steer it? Would you hand the rudder over to a random passenger who knows nothing about navigation, or even let all the passengers vote on where to go, regardless of their knowledge? Of course not. You'd choose a skilled navigator, someone who understands the seasons, the stars, the winds, and the dangers of the sea. Plato argued that governing a state was infinitely more complex than steering a ship. It required specialized knowledge, wisdom, and a deep understanding of justice and human nature. To entrust this crucial task to randomly selected citizens, or to the fickle whims of a mass assembly, was, to him, utter madness. It was like allowing a popularity contest to decide who performs your brain surgery, or who designs the bridge you drive across every day. So, if not democracy, what did Plato propose? His answer was radical, and it has haunted political thought ever since: the Philosopher King. Plato envisioned a ruler who was not chosen by birthright, wealth, or popular vote, but by their unwavering dedication to wisdom, logic, and truth. These individuals would undergo rigorous training from childhood, immersing themselves in philosophy, mathematics, and the arts. Their entire lives would be devoted to understanding the forms, the perfect, eternal essences of things like justice, beauty, and goodness. Only then, having achieved true enlightenment and a profound understanding of what is objectively good for the state and its citizens, would they be fit to rule? Plato famously wrote, "Unless philosophers become kings in this country, or what are now called kings and rulers become true and serious philosophers, and political power and philosophy thus come into the same hands, there can be no rest from troubles, my dear Glaucon, for the states, nor yet, as I believe, for the human race." The appeal of the Philosopher King is clear. Imagine a leader immune to corruption, dedicated solely to the welfare of their people, making decisions based on pure reason and objective truth, rather than personal gain or fleeting public opinion. It's an ideal of perfect governance. But here's the inherent peril, one that Plato didn't fully address. Who decides who the true philosopher is? And once they are in power, how do you prevent them from becoming tyrants? Every absolute ruler throughout history, from you the Great in China, to the Roman emperors, to modern dictators, has often believed themselves to be wise, just, and uniquely qualified to lead. They often see themselves as their era's philosopher king, guiding the populace for its own good, regardless of dissenting voices. The very idea that one person's wisdom could be absolute and infallible has historically led to oppression, not enlightenment. Plato's critique of democracy might seem elitist or even anti-democratic to modern ears. Yet, his questions about competence, wisdom, and the potential for mob rule in a democratic system remain profoundly relevant. While we've largely embraced democratic ideals, the tension between popular will and expert knowledge, between freedom and order, continues to shape our political debates. So, the next time you hear about ancient Greek democracy, remember Plato, remember the philosopher who, amidst the glory of Athens. Dare to ask, is giving everyone a voice truly the best way to steer the ship of state? Or does true justice demand something entirely different? What do you think? Is a philosopher king a utopian dream or a dystopian nightmare? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into history's biggest questions.